find it them since they were children, and so they think of themselves as us. They cannot.
What's going on, folks? We are literally about to get to it. I was just gonna play some videos, but maybe we'll do a panel. Let me get everything together. We're gonna get this started. Just want to get that 10 minutes out the way. Appreciate y'all pulling up, Queen, the MD, and the other people we got in the building. Appreciate you. Gonna let this song play out, then we're gonna get to it. We're gonna play some more videos to start off with, just to get that things out the way. Out the way. What is going on, everybody? How's everybody doing this evening? Appreciate the pull up, Bud, Carol. I mean, I'm sorry, Conspiracy Queen, MD. Appreciate the pull up, and everybody else out there watching. What's going on? I've been BSing with the lies, man. I won't lie. We got to get it going though, cause wow, things are going crazy from FBA to the politics to man tripping on women in different countries paying for poo nanny and getting mad because the woman doesn't want to be videotaped. I mean, oh my God, y'all. Let me just start off with that one first and foremost. As a man, let alone a black man, I cannot be mad if a woman doesn't want to be recorded when we're doing those type of acts, yo. Especially if I'm paying for it. She wants to be incognito. I should already realize that. No matter what country she is in. Come on, y'all. We gotta do better. We have absolutely got to do better. But let's start off with some videos that I did this week. Let's change the banner. Change the banner. Videos of the week. Boom. Oh, we got two comments. Thank y'all so much. Yeah, me and MD, I guess a lot of FBAs have gotten mad at me because I've been questioning it. My thing with that, man, because I guess we can move on from the dude shit. Like that should just be that's terrible on his part to even do that to a woman, man. Like you making not only men but black men look terrible out here. It's been a bad week for black men. I mean, Trump is coming after us. They ripping. But let me get back to MD 2020. I guess because I was in a FBA live today. I think it was Church of Black Politics or something like of Black people. It might have been Black people or Black Politics. He was probably been the coolest FBA I've came across in the sector so far, but the majority of them just kicked me out and asked me my lineage and how long has my people been here and where am I from. But uh, Church of Black, I think it was Politics. Oh man, I'm so sorry that I forget it. But he was pretty much cool. But I've been questioning kind of the motives of FBA. It just seems like it's more of a distraction a distraction to get us off of our square on what we really need to be focusing on. It really seems like they're only focusing on the name and being called black versus every we like from what I've been hearing, we're the only ones who can be called black. But I never hear many talk about anything tangible. Like what are we doing to obtain the reparations? And when I talk to a lot of them don't even believe in voting. They think that writing in reparations when they vote is going to be a factor. That's not going to be a factor, man. They're not. They're laughing at us like it, and it's those type of tactics. Like, and some of the theories that I've been hearing too just don't coincide with how the history goes. And I'm not one to just wholeheartedly agree with history because I understand history is told by the victors, and victors usually don't play fair to win. They cheat. So any perspective that they're giving is going to be from their perspective of doing righteous when even though they may have been doing wrong in that same breath. But nevertheless, and it's I think it's that kind of contrast that's got me like well, what's going on with FBA? There isn't, man. There isn't, man. And I hate that, bro. I hate that because it seems like it could be it could be to our benefits if we coincide, but it's almost like, bro, some of the things that I've been hearing, like, how long have you been here? That sound like white people. No, I'm sorry, not white people, but white supremacists. My apologies, not white people. My apologies, not white people, white supremacists. Like, what's your lineage? How pure are you to America? I mean, it's that same kind of breath, man. And I'm like, y'all don't realize it, and it seems like they don't even realize it, man. And the facts that they're using to prove it. Free, what up, Free? Hold on. Raph, what's going on, Free? Appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, Free. Let me get your wrench back. I took everybody's wrench, so I could give everybody a wrench back. Somebody told me to do that. Let me make sure you get your wrench, bro. Hold on a second. Yes, but this, you know what I'm saying? Like I think it. How can I say that? The intentions are good, but it just seems like it has become a way to distract us from the real goal. Because the only thing tangible that I've been hearing is that they want to change the meaning of black to where only black people who are in America can be called black. When even it's on the census, if you put black down there, they have subcategories of the ethnicities. Like they be getting tripped up on that. Like I literally seen that lie today with an FBA and a gentleman who's from Jamaica. I don't want to call him a teller because it doesn't seem like he was a sellout. Um, but and they were arguing about the census, what it said on the census, and on the census it says white, and then it goes into ethnicities, German and Scotland, England, like that, right? And then for black it says black or African American, and then it goes into the ethnicities, Jamaican, Nigerian, Somali, and things of that nature. And I'm just like, how are we still getting tripped up on this? Like, come on, y'all. It's 2025. And I'm like, we're really wasting our time on this, y'all. And that's my only thing. And then I'll be asking questions too, you know me. I'm about to start getting, I guess, my troll back on. Fuck it. Oop, fork it. We're gonna not cuss when we're getting our troll on, guys. Fork it. Not truck it, but fork it. Uh, and it just seems like uh, we swinging in the air for no reason. We ain't really hit nothing. Nas had a verse. He said, "Forget if you hard, forget if you soft, as long as you lost. Then your draws, I'm make it getting well." That's not though. But I'm just saying, and it seems like this FBA movement wants to keep us lost. Like I've literally heard some FBA folks quote and cultures and Nick Fuentes. Like they were agreeing with them. I'm just like, what's going on, yo? Y'all don't see the play? Like they're like literally using us or using y'all. Like we could be doing that. I just don't understand the not voting part. Like, you know what I mean? Like you ain't voting. You really ain't gonna vote. You really not gonna vote. Free, we gotta make you a man. You know what I'm saying? Free the green. Please go and check out this channel, man. Drop your channel in the chat. Raph, drop your channel in the chat too. Everybody who has a channel, drop it in the chat, man. MD, drop your channels in the chat. Okay, hold on, let me read. Yeah, man. Perceived motive is the same as the other black extremist groups, so-called power of the narrative, whether it's true or not. But this is my thing, MD. What are they trying to obtain? Just the name changing? Like, cause that's what I've came across. Like, no tangible, like, we want reparations because of this. And like the one brother I see, he went to a council meeting and proposed reparations, but I just think without voting, w- you s- you're farting in the wind in a sense. And yeah, Ralph, man, it's just that. But it's so many people. Just like I literally was debating a lady about the transatlantic slave, and she said, "No, no, my people came through here on the train. I mean, on the triangle trade." I was like, "What? The triangle trade?" I'm like, "Wait a minute, wait a minute. The triangle trade was a part of the Atlantic slave trade. I mean, the triangle trade. I mean, the route." She was like trying to differentiate. Ma'am, how you doing? Man, hold on, we hold me. How you been, fam? Yeah, that fam, man. She cool people. We gonna get you a ridge too. Yeah, man. So I just don't understand this FBA thing, and it's almost like they want to try and get rid of all the things that we accomplished throughout that horrendous time, man. How we achieved and tried to grow, and not tried to grow, but did grow. And it's like they negating so much of that, man, just to say that we're here first. And like I said, when they started saying like, well, what country you come from to me? Like I'm from Ohio, bro. You know what I mean? My people from Alabama don't get more country than that. But then I started asking questions. Well, how many generations does it take for me to become an FBA? Does my family have to be here when slavery started? A few generations back, what before? And they really can't give me an answer, man. So like in my family, like it's I don't know, it's just so crazy, man. It just seems like maybe my generation, the Generation X, forgot to tell these people the stories that my uncle told me. I give you a story. Like, right, I was born in Ohio, but my family on my mother's side is from Alabama, real rural part of Alabama, little country town between Montgomery and Tuskegee. And my uncle, you know, he was from there, and but he had moved up to Ohio before my mother was born. So this had to be before 1939. My mom was born 1939. Yeah, I'm old. But my uncle, as I got older, I'm like, cause he couldn't really communicate like I did, or me and my mother did. It was real country. It was different compared to how my dialect was. And as I got older, I ended up asking him, well, how did you end up here? And where I lived in Akron, Ohio, is big rubber plants, Firestone, Goodyear. So he had told me the story. He's like, well, somebody was trying to, a white tea man was trying to, get fresh with with my grandmother, which was my mother's mother. And he ended up putting his hands on him and he had to leave town. And bro, my uncle didn't go back to the little country town until I was born in '78. Like I don't remember because of course I was just being born, and they just took me down there to show me off because I was such a handsome baby. Um, but he didn't go back down there till then, and it's like I think we forget those stories. So and it was that it's just so weird, man. Like how could we negate our past, like just to supersede it and say we are the first victims of white supremacy, and that's what it seems like. Some of the brothers in the FBA want the acknowledgement that we had it the worst. That you know what I'm saying? Like the Africans didn't really go through what we went through, and I won't discredit that. But you got to realize where we were at in that same breath. We were in the biggest economy in the world, and look what we did with that economy. Still, in the things that we had to go through, it's almost like Of course, I'm a cook, so I'm gonna reference it back to food. It's almost like we're mad that the Africans in Africa had deviled eggs, but we had scrambled eggs. You know what I'm saying? And in that same sense, it's still the same struggle. It might be very different. You know what I'm saying? It might differ very. I mean, the struggle might be different. Ooh, while I'm thinking of it, I want to show this from X2. Hold on, let me get this together real quick. Now it's time for some videos, my little rant. And then I guess if y'all want to come on up, man, let me know. We can do a panel, but I want to show this real quick. Bear with me. I thought it was real interesting what this gentleman was saying about the difference between Africans and African Americans and even Caribbeans. Hold on, let me see if this pop up. We're going to the forbidden land of X. And then I'll be thinking about, like, how would Malcolm X think about this, especially when he journeyed to Mecca to African nations. I wonder, do y'all think Malcolm X was a Pan-Africanist? Pan-African. Sorry, I'm saying that wrong. Pan-Africanist. Trump is not. Oh my God, this place X is terrible, yo. It's terrible over here. Let's get. Let me go to my profile. Let me go to my profile. What am I looking at? Why can't I get to my profile? I want to log out. I want to go to. Oh, there you go. That's why. I'm sorry, y'all. I usually be on my phone with X. I got to start utilizing X more because you can find out a lot of crazy stuff. But I want y'all to hear what this gentleman was saying real quick. Tell me what you think.
Are different. Black Africans and Black Caribbeans are closer, almost identical. They have high, and I'm generalizing now, but generalization is pretty accurate. They have high self-esteem and lower levels of confidence. Black Americans have higher levels of confidence and lower levels of self-esteem.
Let me stop.
Because if slavery lasted here longer, it was turned into a business, and it was an intentional desire to destroy your spirit.
Hold on. So we can get back in the chat. Hold on, I'm gonna come right back. I just want to read these few comments, y'all. I want to read these few comments. You don't get around. They equate cultural contributions as capital. They're upset with the group's perspective. They're not individuals. What you mean, MD? Maybe I should just open a panel. We should start talking. I don't understand what you mean. You don't get what don't I get? They equate cultural contributions as capital. You mean our cultural contributions or their cultural contributions? They're upset with the group perspective. I mean, like, I won't say that we aren't in the forefront of the African diaspora, but that's just because I think we're in the biggest country for it. You know what I'm saying? For what the biggest economic, the biggest, you know what I mean? We have the biggest economy, so I think we're going to shine the most, even with those blood diamonds and cobalt over there. Like, we still have access to get at more resources than any other Africans in any other country in the world. I won't disagree with that. Or, you know what I'm saying? Are you saying that the Africans are trying to take advantage of that or use that against us? So you think they're mad at us because we had more access to economical? And you know what's funny, MD, we got to watch this. We really got to watch this. Now you got to, hold on, let's play this real quick.
Black Africans and Black Caribbeans and Black Americans are different. Black Africans and Black Caribbeans are closer, almost identical. They have high, and I'm generalizing now, but generalization is pretty accurate. They have high self-esteem and lower levels of confidence. Black Americans have higher levels of confidence and lower levels of self-esteem. because if slavery lasted here longer, it was turned into a business, and it was an intentional desire to destroy your spirit. Because if they had this black man here coming here with all that build and all that brawn from, by the way, they say they went to Africa. Oh, we're dumb, we're stupid. Knock that off. 1500s was an agricultural age. The wealthiest gold in America, in the world, were cotton crops and sugar crops and tobacco crops, which are in areas which were very humid, very hot, and the soil was almost dead. Who could master dead soil? Africans. So they went halfway around the world to find the geniuses of the soil. They brought us halfway around the world because we could build wealth for them and income. But they didn't need this brother's attitude. They needed his body. So they separated from his family, so he had no hope. They abused his wife and held him down so he couldn't protect her until he gave up his self-esteem. Now he's just machinery. So now 400 years later, we never healed. So if I don't like me, I'm not gonna like you. If I don't feel good about me, I'm not gonna feel good about you. If I don't respect me, don't expect me to respect you. If I don't love me, I don't have a clue how to love you. And here's the big one. If I don't have a purpose in my life, I'm gonna make your life a living hell. Whatever goes around, comes around. So we have high confidence, Jerome, because we've competed and succeeded against all odds in the biggest economy on the planet. So we have high confidence because we're competent, but we have low self-esteem, which is why you have crab in the barrel. Why somebody's sitting there going, what is he talking about? My life? Why would anybody have anything with something positive to say right now? So if you got a problem with me, you need to check yourself. I don't even know you. So as Quincy Jones once said, not 1 ounce of my self-esteem depends on your acceptance of me. So it's okay if you don't like me, I like me. Now, Black African, y'all, come on now, we having church in here. Now, Black Africans and Caribbeans experienced slavery for a shorter period of time, and they experienced family structure and role modeling for a long period of time. The mayor was Black, the governor was Black, the premier was Black, the dentist was Black, the barber was Black, the thief was Black, everybody was Black. Together families. So they have higher self-esteem, but they have lower confidence because they didn't succeed in a market economy. It makes perfect sense. So that's why when Black Africans or Caribbeans come here, within 2 or 3 years, they're killing it. Yet the Ethiopians in Washington, D.C., they're at the Park Hyatt, parking the cars. Within a couple of days, they've hired the buddies to be valets. Within a few weeks, they're also the taxi drivers. Within a couple months, they put the money in for an Uber car. Now they got a Black car. Now they got 3 Black cars. Now they live together. Now they have their entire staff in the front of the lobby. They have the valets. They got the taxi. They got the Ubers. They're willing to rent you an apartment if you want one. I mean, but that's because the hustle was the only ingredient that they missed. The opportunity. Black people, Black Americans are the role models for the world. But we've got a little bit confused because we think that's enough. We're also depressed. I think that 70% of Black Americans clinically undiagnosed depressed. And I can't prove that number. I love number. I can't prove that one. Whenever I talk to somebody, our people in a real conversation, can I get an amen? So
he going to something different after that. But hold on, we're gonna finish what he's saying. I just want to put up what MD just said real quick. No, FBA believe that they have copyright on culture, and we should be sole proprietors. They just define appropriation, but it's really capitalism through culture. Man, okay, MD, I see that, MD. See, that's why we need you. Man, we about to be the Black Kennedy. Well, you ain't. Damn, you ain't a Republican. You right in the middle. But that's why we need you here, MD. I agree with you on that. Like, but in that, FBA doesn't realize that we don't really own any of the culture that we have provided to like I won't agree. We do make the culture, but we don't own any. And I was talking to like I said before, the gentleman, it's no church. I think it's Church for Black Politics. It's either black people or black politics. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I've been watching this all day. Though. I've been watching the FBA struggle. I mean saga all day. So I'm getting them blended in. But he was kind of. I kind of posed the question. He was talking about like well, if we take away the stop, what did he say, the stop sign or the stop light, the elevator. I'm like, but could we literally take it away? Like we create, and I said, I wholeheartedly agree. We created those entities, but we don't own any of it. I know, man. I see. That's what I'm saying, MD. That's why I be like, man, this is such a waste of time almost in a sense. Like I think we could do something real dope. You can gatekeep it a little bit though, MD. I think we can do a little bit better job. I think not gatekeeping it, but how it comes out. I think we can master that a little bit better. Like where we can ensure that we profit off of our own entity ourselves. Our own, what they call it, intellectual properties. Where we do that first, where we make sure that we get that. I think that's what the hitch is. Learning how to do that, how to filter it out, and not just give it to everybody and say, okay, you're gonna make this money for me, and then you just give me a cut of that. Where we can, you know what I'm saying, in a sense, make the D ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like we got a spot to make it, you know what I'm saying, package it and ship it, whatever the product is, in a sense. And I think that's what we missing. The problem with most groups, they like to take credit for things they have not done personally, but the ancestors have done. Bro, Raph, you should hear some of this. They literally touting. Some of these FBA brothers are touting Trump's ICE regime. Like I'm gonna go for ICE, and I'm looking into it. You know how many applicants they got for ICE? 150,000. And I think it's not even 50,000 positions that are available. So a lot of FBA is gonna be left out of that. And that's even that though. I've seen in several lives where they're touting, they're writing. I mean, they're giving down the ICE numbers, but do you think that they have that much vigor in our own community? Like that, they would report somebody who did something wrong. And that's what I'm like, man. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. I got this one video, man, that I might show it, and the FBA brother was even questioning, does he even want a foundational black woman? I was like, wait a minute, y'all. I think we're gonna play that. That's not gatekeeping, though. That's profiting from it. The group doesn't have the ability to do that then. Fam, thank you, man. I appreciate you, boo. I hope it's all as well. You still out there in Texas? Or is that Tennessee? Might be Tennessee. I'm sorry, man. I mean to dox you. I'm sorry. You're still out there in the South. My apology. But you don't think we had the ability to, MD? Even especially now with computers and social media, like we just have to like almost be stingy. We have to be disciplined and say, nope, we only gonna push this out to. I give you a name like Fanbase is a black-owned social media company. Say, hey, we only gonna push our content out to Fanbase for the next 3 months, and then like, well, we're only gonna premiere our content on Fanbase for the next 3 months, and then 2 days later, it's gonna be on all other platforms. You know what I mean? But patent your inventions, absolutely. But like I said, with the FBA thing, my only thing is that they almost seem like they want to negate the struggle that our ancestors had to go through from even being brought over here. Like that was horrendous, man. We can't negate that, man. And I know people want to look at it like it's bad, but that's literally what made us. That's why we so strong and so, I want to say, fearless. Okay, we'll open a panel. Definitely, man. Definitely, we'll open a panel. Definitely, I ain't had an open panel in a while, so it's just time we got to start doing this. We got to start doing it. Yes, man. Yes, and this that man. Raph. So you, Raph, y'all been in the same circle I have. It seems like they call them. I didn't even know about this. They call them pretendians. Man, when I heard that, I could. I was like, that's kind of mean but funny at the same time. The pretendians. That was hilarious. Like you. That's it though. Like you almost. It's an identity crisis. Like you almost don't even want to be. And I understand this lost tribe because that's what we truly are. We're a lost mixture of tribes put together, and kind of the best of the best will breed it out. Like this is just my opinion, and I kind of think that's what happened. You know what I mean? 636. Okay. Damn, I need to play that. 636. Why didn't you tell me this? I should have came on earlier. Um, but it seems like we want to negate that, man. And there's beauty in that struggle. There's resilience in that struggle. There's determination in that struggle. And it seems like they don't even want to learn about that. Like I know I ain't the smartest dude, and I probably get a lot of things wrong, got a whole lot of things wrong. But just the common sense of it, like okay, like even with the black people, Africans sold Africans to slavery. I wholeheartedly agree with that. I do, but I don't think it was in the context of chattel slavery, where that they. I don't think if they would have knew that the people who were buying these slaves said, okay, we're not just going to code this person in slavery, but we're going to hold his children and then their children and then their children into slavery. I think they would have reconsidered that. Because when they were initially selling these slaves, they were prisoners of war, vagrants, not negating the fact that they shouldn't have been selling those people. Like maybe I'm questioning the prisoner of war. I want to say excuse that, but me looking at history and trying to be a lover of history and me just getting all the facts in, I could say, okay, I understand why they were selling prisoners of war. They were less of a threat if they worked there. I understand that. I'm not trying to say I accept it though, but I understand why you would be selling prisoners of war and vagrants. You know, you're trying to keep your community clean, so to speak. So I'm not trying to say I excuse that, but I understand why they were doing it. Me looking 400 years, 500 years in the past. I mean, in the future. So I understand that. But just this ignore like that they were purposely selling black people into slavery, knowing the intent of the people who were enslaving them. I just don't think that was the case. But you know, I could be wrong. But the pretending is like like, and I'm not even with that. They say that I've been in chats where they said that there were 3 million Black American Indians here. 3 million, and I'm like, well, what happened when the Mayflower came over here? They don't even really know how many people came on that voyage. It's like 109 people. So I'm like, how did these 109? I think it's 109 or 120 came on the Mayflower initially. Like, how did these 120 people just take over everything out of 3 million people? I'm like, at some point, those 3 million Indians had to say, hold on, these people are a threat to our land. And they didn't do anything. They just went in. They just believed it. And now they almost say it like the Black Indians records were erased. I'm like, why would they erase your records if they came to treaties with the Indians? Like they let the Indians slide, but they didn't let the Black Indians slide. It's just really weird. But let's finish up this video real quick, y'all. I'm sorry, I've been talking on a rant.
When we're having a real conversation, we just have to heal so we can deal. Now, if we can heal, which is real wealth, and heal ourselves and love ourselves, now we can have a relationship. Now, in a relationship, it's the only time where it should be multiplication and not math. So if a relationship, if 2 + 2 does not equal 6, 8, or 10, what are you doing? If you're not better together, what are you doing? When you go to the club tonight, what's the night? Tonight's Saturday. When you go to the club tonight, What's tonight?
Right.
Friday? Entrepreneurs, we work 18 hours, they keep getting a job. We can work 18 hours and 6, and we have a nap for 3 hours, for 6 hours, that's it. So yeah, I don't know what day it is. You go to the club tonight? Oh man, she's fine. Oh, he's so handsome. What's your name? Oh, what's your credit score? And I'm only partially joking. After the looks fall away and the body falls away, that's your business partner for life. 2 plus 2 should equal 6, 8, or 10. If you're not better together, what are you doing? So this thing we're talking about is about self-esteem is the entire ball game. If we can't fix this, we're done. No one else can hurt us, will hurt us. If we can fix this, I believe we will and we are. No one can stop us.
Hope he's right. Absolutely. But hold on, it's another one that I wanted to. Your boy. Look how they used to dog. Remember this? Y'all probably.
President Obama's decision to wear a light tan suit at yesterday's news conference. He was wearing a tan suit.
Light tan suit.
I think it was shocking to a lot of people. Is this an effort to make him look warmer?
No way I think any of us can excuse what the president did yesterday. I mean, and then for him to walk out. I'm not trying to be trivial here, but
He's not trying to be trivial here. Literally, I want y'all to hear what this dude say. Because everybody says, oh man, Trump had it so bad. Like, bro, they was on Obama about a tan suit, bro. Do you think he had it easy in the White House? They was on him about a tan suit. But watch at the end. I want y'all to watch at the end.
no way I think any of us can excuse what the president did yesterday. I mean, and then for him to walk out, I'm not trying to be trivial here, but in a light suit, light tan suit.
Also known as Tangate.
Tan suit, and how the tan suit made him look unpresidential.
Whoever talked him into going into a tan suit, they're so desperate because of these low poll numbers, they're willing to do anything.
The tan suit made him look unpresidential.
Made it look unpresidential, bro. Like, I just don't. Like, I think all presidents go through scrutiny when they take this job. It's inevitable to happen. But for them to say that Trump was, we're going to end it with that. We're going to end it with that. Hold on. I want y'all to hear what your boy said. The man, the myth, the legend himself about Africans.
And they're talking about the 19 white men who said they saw black people in the Americas. And he just went down the list of all of the explorers who got here and saw the natives, and they described them the same way they described African people. So there was already a black presence here. So that black presence here mixed with the Africans who were brought in. And then there was an ethnogenesis, and we became a new group, you see. So that's what the argument is, not that we don't have African DNA. Of course we have African DNA. I have African DNA. Most people on the planet have African DNA.
Say it again.
Young brother wrote a book.
Most people on the planet have the African DNA. So why wouldn't I? But I want y'all to look, because he's quoting a gentleman that kind of refuted what he was saying. I want y'all to listen to this real quick. Where is it now? Okay, we're gonna help you get there, brother. Let's up to his channel real quick. Hold on, we always try to help the brothers out, even if we don't agree with them. That's what we do over here. I don't know what he's talking about. We're gonna come back to you later. Oh. Oh. Hold on. Let's see what
it has turned into, let's separate black people. You're not black enough. You aren't the black person who we represent. And
one thing I don't like about this, okay. So we're gonna still subscribe and support the brother. Let's get back to but wow. Hood, what's going on, man? Appreciate that. Yeah, nobody else does that. You're absolutely right, Hood. I'm sorry. I'm getting thrown off a little bit. But the way that DJ Alchemist, see, it's like this. I think that there are bad people on both sides. There are extremes to both sides. The FBA movement and the African kind of, what would we call that though, Hood? The African, the FBA, or you know what I'm saying? Foundational Black Africans. That's crazy. What would we call them? Our ops. But I'm saying, like, I do believe there's some Africans who don't like Americans and think we are lazy. Absolutely. But just like I think there are some Black Americans who don't like Africans. So I think those are the extremes of both sides. But like the most part, for the most part, when I've interacted with Africans, they've been generally cool, especially if they were dark skinned and they look like, you know what I'm saying, my cousin or somebody. They were just like, I met maybe one or two African men who were on some stupid shit. But other than that, everybody been pretty cool. Now the Jamaican ladies, whew, that's something different. They be on, but I don't think it's because they look. It's just Jamaican ladies sometimes. But for the most part, my interactions with immigrants who had my same complexion have been generally cool. Out of 100, I would say 75 to 80% of my interactions with Africans have been cool. Yes, man, it seems like we're getting more divided than anything. And I hate to say this, if we were really, you know what I'm saying? This is my, hold on, let's get off of him real quick. Who's we at? Because we was back on. I got all discombobulated. I want to show y'all. Oh, this thing. Hold on a second. There was a dude talking about this. Who was giving a rebuttal about the gentleman that Tariq is sourcing, the gentleman who wrote the book that he's referring to. But no, I can't find it. Probably way down here. Let me look for it real quick. But like I said, I don't think there's anything wrong with African Americans helping Africans from all over the globe. If anything, we should try and unite, and especially if they're coming over here, because you telling me that the white teeth folks, you think they ain't linking up with each other? They trying to get money, you know what I'm saying? Linked up with Germany and Scotland and Israel and Pakistan and all them, man. So why wouldn't we try and do that? It's just crazy. I want to show it out, man. Should have did better research. I gotta get better. All right, I'm no Harvey. All right, don't hold it against me. Where was that though? Because over here on Twitter, they kind of wilding out on it too. That's what I'm saying, man. This all seems like a... Okay, I don't want to get mad. Mm, 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 mm. See what I'm saying? We are not Black Americans. We are Black Americans. Like, it's just so weird. But hold on, those blacks weren't indigenous. What's this?
Maybe 1 or 2 generations ago.
Right. So that's the thing. There's two things that happened. There was people brought over from Africa.
And why this dude wearing a suit on Vlad? I done seen him in hundreds of spots. I ain't never seen him in a suit. But he get on Vlad, he wear a suit. C-O-N conspiracy. No, let me stop.
But in smaller numbers, very small numbers here. Most of the people brought over from Africa didn't come to North America. Most of them were taken down to Brazil, taken to the Caribbean. I think it was less than 6% of the people brought from Africa made it.
I mean, MD, think about it, man. Once they get their country popping, like my dude doing with his diamonds and stuff, we could be exchanging goals. I'm not gonna say we're gonna be making millions the first year. It's gonna take some time, but to build that empire like that, where we could be. How you think the white tea people got so rich during slavery? They linked up with folks. They ain't just keep it here, right? You know what I'm saying? And then I don't want to say they subjugated white tea people who they thought were lower class, but in a sense they did. If we were really gonna be on some sucker shit like that, that's what we should do. But yeah, I think linking up and working with each other, we could. Why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we have a global market that we can control and dominate, man? Especially with the culture. You know what I'm saying? We definitely could do that. With just innovations. There's some money over in Africa, bro. But you know, that's gonna be a hard sell on both sides. So yeah. But even the Africans here, it strengthen numbers though. That's another advantage though. Even if we could, and I think we missed out on the opportunity, especially with like the Latin folks and other immigrants who are being deported. Like, see, we told y'all. Now y'all should follow us because we gonna steer y'all right. And we kind of would have been the de facto leaders because they would have realized that we've been through this struggle before and we know how to maneuver through it. So sit back, let us run it. You know what I'm saying? Instead, I think we pushed ourselves away from them more, pushing them more into the people who have power. And that's the last thing we want to do. Because if they get more allies, we definitely ain't gonna win. I would rather have them on our team than not, wouldn't you? You don't think Africa has no market? None whatsoever? Like, I was reading some stuff like, what country is it? It's either Nigeria or I want to say Ghana, man. In the next 10 years, they're going to have more young people in the world than they're going to have more young people in the world than any place on the planet. I think it's going to be like 3 billion. That's a market right there, bro. Yeah, LBJ. You know I love the LBJ quotes. You know I love the LBJ quotes. But we're going to start doing this more and more, guys. I got to get on it because there are a lot of black problems with men. Well, there's a lot of problems that black men have. And they are the whore, but in a sense, they've been taken advantage of, though, MD. You know, maybe we're going to have to scoop them up and save them. Like Lady Sings the Blues, man. So what y'all think is the solution there? I am just a moron with a conscience, of course. I want to thank you all for hanging out with me, MD, Carol. I see y'all rocking strong, man. I appreciate y'all. I got to start doing more of these lives so we can get the message out, because I ain't even got back on the pilot. We ain't even get. But see, even with this, though, this is even intertwined with the politics, man. Trump had his tentacles in everything. And I know it ain't Trump. It's got to be who's ever behind that campaign. They got their tentacles in everything. Like Steve Bannon said, flood the zone, man. And that's what he's doing. Like just when I think I'm through with something else and I can get back to politics, boom. FBA, boom, Manosphere. I'm like, how is this all intertwined with politics, man? That's what I'm saying. Whoever is on this campaign, I can't hate. Yeah, I think a country in Africa trying to get that diamond that the Queen had. I know they gave some stuff up, but yeah, England is. We need to start going after them too. Lords of London, all them phones, Chase. You know what I'm saying? But like I don't think they're going to give us money. Maybe tax incentives, land grants. I think that would. You know what I'm saying? Maybe just an acknowledgement of it. But I don't know about them giving us cash dividends like that. I really don't think. France, definitely France, man. The more and more I've been looking into it, I didn't realize how integral France was. Or I must have forgot how integral France was in our country, man. They were everywhere. Alabama, Louisiana. They were everywhere looking back into this. Like maybe, you know what I'm saying? I knew about the Louisiana Purchase, but I didn't realize what type of an input that France had over here. It's astounding, y'all. If y'all really look into it. Portugal and the Dutch too a little bit. The Dutch was kind of last, but France was wow. You would have thought England was the big stepper, but it was really France, man. Like wow. Wow, France was really a power back then. They even helped us with the war, the Revolutionary War. Like when you, and I guess that's the one good thing about looking back onto all this, on all this history. You kind of learn new things and get a different perspective of things. Yeah, but don't you think they're obstructing the goal, man? Don't you like, especially the FBA cats? Like if they could, man, I guess it just made me mad when they said they weren't voting, bro. I don't know why that tore me up, but like to say that you're a foundational Black American and you don't vote when your FBA ancestors got lynched, you know what I'm saying, unalived, all that for your right to vote. That like it's just. You know, they don't even like respect the people in the past. Like I hear them saying, like we own Black. I'm like the man who came up with Black Power, Stokely Carmichael. What's his? Oh, I can't remember what he changed his name to. I forget that. But Stokely Carmichael, like he was Trinidadian. You know what I'm saying? So would you accept him in like Malcolm X mom? She would. You know what I'm saying? She went from this country. So would you like? You know what I'm saying? Would you accept him, Malcolm X? It's just man. We got to get to it, man. We got to get to it. We got to get to it. Oof. Where we at? We've been on for about an hour. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Let's see. If we haven't even looked at my videos, any of my videos. Let's look at a few real quick.
You beating up on a man, you putting a man in the hospital. How come I don't see no marks on you? Yeah, because I'm a karate man, all right? Karate man bruise on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses. But you don't know that because you're a big Barry White looking motherfucker. Now get off my back, all right? I mean, you beating up on a man, you putting a man in the hospital. How come I don't see no marks on you?
When I'm debating people. All right, we're gonna play one more video. Let's see. Let's pick a popular. Let's pick a good video. Why won't they let me? Let me at least go to the channel. Yes, some days, and yeah, I be cooking sometimes, and show the videos. I don't know if people really like these videos. What y'all think about them? Should I keep running these videos? Let's see. But I was looking at some of my old videos, man. I called a lot of this stuff out. Go and check out this video too, y'all. It's coming on at 11, so we gonna end it before 11. So I guess we'll watch a little bit of this. 17 minutes long. This is the might as well watch.
Don't be mad at me. Don't be mad. You're gonna understand. So y'all can read it. That is the late great Tupac. Just filling in for him real quick. But I was on YouTube and I came across this the stream.
Hold on. Let me see what MD said before.
Mind-boggling too.
Let's see what MD said. The right. I'd be so nosy. Freedom means you don't have to do anything. FBA is the red horse. MD, you kind of raw, man. You got to be a little bit more nicer to these brothers, man. That's probably. How ain't they mad at you, MD, but they mad at me?
Read the title. It seems as though more than anybody in America, that foundational black man wouldn't even question if they wanted to be with foundational black women. But nevertheless, in the wide world of the internet. And here it is. So let's check out a little bit of it. It is wild. And I think this part is the ironic part. Like I said, was saying earlier. If any group of men wanted to be with black women, it seems like the foundational brothers would be. And it seems like they intertwined this patriarchal society in ties with black people, which I don't think was ever our thing. I think I want to say it was solely patriarchal. I think it was both patriarchal and matriarchal. But that's just my theory. But let's listen to some of this stuff before we get deep off into what the more listen to what these gentlemen have to say.
Now, and I say this is a sham. I mean, I'm still, pro-black, but in a different sector, I'm pro-black man, because that shit, Hoteps, I called him out, I got kicked out.
Right? Did that come off right? Am I tripping? He said he pro-black, but pro-black. So what about the women? What about them? What? This is weird.
They don't believe in patriarchy. They don't believe in black male authority. They don't believe in black male leadership. Because the moment that black men hold them accountable for anything in that conscious community, they don't want to hear it. There's a ton of pushback.
Conscious community. I don't really want to say I'm in that. I know my name is Conscious, so it seems like it would naturally be in the conscious community. I like to stay aware of things. Yes. I like to be made aware of things. So maybe I am in the same. But it's this thing about controlling the woman. Like, I think. But let's listen to it a little bit more. I get to my thoughts in a second. It's just it's all about that controlling, domineering. It almost reminds me of like those parents back in the day who used to control women and property with the land. And I'll have your daughter for this piece. It's one of them old vibes. Like, especially when maybe it's because of how I think. When I think of patriarchy, I almost think of a male-dominated world where I'm not saying women don't get the chance, but they really kind of don't. Like, but that's just my opinion. And I think we should have a balance. If a woman can do a job just as good as a man, then let her do it.
Like people were saying earlier, like the man jaws on it. So I'm like, it's crazy. Like, it's just everything that's right now that's being sent to our community and to our women right now. I mean, it's just this Western culture. And it seems like our women have just adapted.
I mean, you can't say that the women have adapted to this Western civilization when you were bringing up patriarchy. Can't say the word. Damn. Patriarchy. We don't have to patriarchal. Patriarchal. And the patriarchy. We just gonna keep this in here. But you know what I'm trying to say. You want to adapt those things too. So, like, it's just weird. I don't understand why we are afraid to let women get money. That's one less burden we have to worry about. They're gonna be able to spend their own money on themselves. Okay. So we ain't gotta pay for no weed, no eyelashes, none of that. Cool. You pay for it. Sweet. But it's weird. This shit. That's why I like talking about these relationships, man. It's weird, bro.
Adopted it, you know what I mean, and made it their religion, and that's why people were saying earlier, like, you know, why you know, you're not like my grandmother, like my mother was like this, my grandmother's like this, how come y'all not like that?
Because your grandmother was tied to your granddad, who was the breadwinner. He had to bring in all the bacon, so she was tied to him. But now women can get their own jobs, guys. You see what I'm saying? It's like, y'all don't realize that women don't need us anymore. They technically don't need us financially. You have to make them want you. So you're gonna have to do a little bit more now, guys. You can't just have money. You have to think. You have to be a little funny. So really, it's just I'm just saying, guys. Just eliminate money. Just eliminate trying to control women with money. You know, should make them want you. Can you do that? That's gonna be the new assignment for 2026. Make women want you. Not need you, but want you. That's the difference. Can you guys figure that little gem out? Might take a little longer to get the girl, but in the long run, it's gonna be worth it. You know what I mean? Like,
It's because they adopted this Western culture that's being presented to them, and they're running. You know what I mean? Where it's telling them, I mean, granted, I mean, even with me right now, I mean, I got a lot of brothers that I know around me that's in my circle. You know, I mean, good brothers, working, got money, got their own businesses and everything. But, you know, they telling me straight up, like, bro, you know, there ain't no women out here, black women out here that's compatible to me.
this one was a little hard to kind of, bro. You telling me, dude said he got money, his own business, and he can't find one woman that's down? Come on, man. All these single black, you can't find one. You can't find one. I don't believe that we're in America. And it sounds like, I'm not trying to be, I don't be that focused with it. It sounds like the dude who was talking, he's from Baltimore. So he's in the DMV area. DC. What? Virginia? Man, we went to Norfolk one year. Boy. Virginia. Virginia got some nice. That's what? Ain't even. DC? Nah, come on, Chocolate City. I know it might be locked down, but come on, man. One, you can't find one. And it's a plethora of women. That's what I'm saying. I think sometimes some of these dudes went to Norfolk one year. Boy. Virginia. Virginia got some nice. That's what? Ain't even DC? Nah, come on, Chocolate City. I know it might be locked down, but I don't know, kid. I don't know where they go. You can't find one. And it's a plethora of women. That's what I'm saying. I think sometimes some of these dude standards are ridiculous. Like you're gonna have to not make a woman need you. She's gonna have to want you, bro. That's it. Woman's gonna have to want you. She ain't gonna, because she don't need you no more. So let's just get that out the picture. That need shit. And I'm just talking to them. So I'm just gonna have to, you know, to I'm just talking to them. You're gonna have to make women want you. You're gonna have to. You get a little social skills in you, a little charming, a little funny. And you know how to cook, be adaptable to new things, because that's what girls like. They like new things. It ain't that hard. It ain't that hard. You just gotta use your mind. My dad, you know, I'm gonna give you one of my dad's. He used to say, son, if a woman owns you her mind or her body, what you take? Me being young, I naturally said, the body. Of course, I want the body. He said, of course you do, young sir. Get her mind, because if you got a mind, you got a body, sir. I said, But no, I'm just saying, and it's almost in that type of zone. You can't make, I mean, you can say some dudes don't be like, but a lot of the dudes who get it, especially with nothing, they're charming, they're funny. They can listen. They can have a conversation. And maybe I shouldn't be saying this. The smooth ones could almost make it. You know what? I ain't gonna even say that. I ain't gonna even tell you that. Something stop him. Yeah, something stop him. So we're gonna leave that shit to like get 10,000 subscribers. All right, we'll leave that there. But no, the new thing is you're gonna have to make women want you and not need you.
That black women, the more black women who become independent, the more masculine they get, and the more masculine they get, you're gonna see marriages.
What? Doesn't that sound like what I was talking about earlier? Like you can't use your money to keep or contain women in your privy. You have to make them want to be in your privy. You see what I'm saying? When they get more independent, they become masculine. What does masculinity have to do with being independent, bro? That just sounds so weird, doesn't it? Am I tripping? Please let me know if this part sounds weird. Hopefully you made it to this part of the video. And if you have, please like, subscribe, and share. You know what I mean? But that's crazy. Being independent makes you more masculine? Come on, y'all. We gotta do better. We can't think like that. That's 1949 thinking, bro. Come on.
This decline in the community. We don't need more female entrepreneurs. We need more females who want to be wives. We need more females who want to be mothers to their children. We don't need all these entrepreneur females because those females are competing to be more of a man than you are. They are.
Exactly. And it's crazy.
So I can barely get this shit out. This is crazy. This just hold on. Let me. He said, that don't sound like he's afraid or something. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta control women with my money. That's just wow. And and I guess this part. Calm down. And it's coinciding with an incident that happened in Kenya with another black man who I don't want to say he exhibited this almost this. It wasn't the same. The action is definitely not the same. But it's just that mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm the man. I control this. No, you know what I mean? It's that like the caveman mentality. It's so that you don't have to be like that. It's no need. It's literally no need to be like that because there are millions of more black women for you
on TV. So white people understand that music and entertainment influences us the most. So they
influence who the most? Influence you the most? Music and entertainment. It is literally that entertainment. It is not real. We should be influenced by that. Maybe some type of inspiration, but influenced by it should be the way in which we try and live our lives. That's very detrimental to us. But see, it almost says that Black people aren't smart. That we are so fooled by this system of music and entertainment that we have been falling for the last 60 years. Really? Actually, maybe. But that was just wow. I mean, maybe in a sense he's right. You know what I mean? I guess he is, because with hip hop, unfortunately, you got to live the life you're talking about. Can't just be an entertainer anymore. Just presenting a show. Got to be real.
Use music and entertainment. They'll weaponize that to put us on the wrong side of the field, so that we can go left instead of going right. So,
interesting point he brings up. I'm wondering, has the music and the entertainment made us hate Black women? What do you think about that, folks?
They weaponize this to keep us dysfunctional. What are Black women saying now? Like, you got Black females who want a traditional man, but they're not traditional. I do hold Black men accountable. Listen, homie. Everybody, if you like this content, get the likes up, homie. I'm FBA, but at the same time, I am pro-Black men. I believe in patriarchy. I believe in Black male leadership. Anything that goes against that, I'm cooking. I'm going to shut it down instantly. Real talk, family.
Black male. Like pro-Black, it's just pro-Black. It's never been pro-Black women or pro-Black. That was pro-Black. What? Like, that's the one thing that I want to say. It's kind of like y'all FBAs be cutting the noses off to spite their face, but like y'all slicing yourself and alienating yourself from so many people. Black Democrats, Black Republicans. Y'all really say y'all ain't really Black Republicans. Then some of y'all don't vote and expect change. And that was Black women. Like, I don't even know if you want to view Black women. That's what I'm saying. It's like, what's the plan? Tell me the plan. Either I'm gonna get on board or I'm not. Like, but there's no plan right now. So that's why it's like weird to see all these things. And like, it seems like it's still in its infantile state, and it's been 4 or 5 years, and there's literally no plan. Y'all talk about reparations, but don't
get out your comfort zone and see or get uncomfortable and see what's out there. Because y'all might not never know. That might be your next wife. That non-Black woman or the woman that's, stuff like that might be your wife. That might be the woman of your dreams that you're looking for. Because I was blocking my blessing from a lot of chicks that was non-Black, and I couldn't. Until I met my girl, I was like, I blocked a lot of things. I'm not talking about America. I'm talking about also overseas, also as well.
But that is the last clip that I have. Please let me know what you thought about it, man. This is a very interesting conversation, I know, in a sense, but not really, because if your FBA, seems like you would want a foundation of Black women. It just seems like that would go hand in hand. That you want to keep that foundation, build upon that foundation, but guess not. You want to mix in parts with that foundation. It's so weird. And I just need to know the plan. And I have just one more question. How many generations does it take for me to be a foundational Black person or an American? Like, does my grandmother's grandmother have to be born here in America? What's the criteria? I still don't know. And if y'all could please alert me with the FBA plan, like for reparations. And then sometimes y'all be saying that I haven't even got into the Indian situation. I haven't even gotten to that yet. If y'all claiming to be Indians, you kind of cutting yourself in the neck with talking about reparations, because reparations are for African slaves, descendants of African slaves. It's not for the tribes. They got treaties. So I don't know, but who am I? As in always, this is your Moron with the Conscious, aka Conscious Moron. Appreciate the pull up.
I ain't done yet. And we're gonna finish out with a couple of shorts, because why not?
Use Black first. It says important. This is an important note. This was an
what the hell?
use black first. It says important. This is an important note. This was an external designation. That means somebody saying about somebody else. Arabs and later Europeans used black descriptively to refer to darker skinned peoples south of Sahara, not as an internal group identifier or ethnonym, stupid. It said just like Europeans called various people Negroes or Moors, that doesn't mean those groups call themselves that, you bonehead.
We won with poorly educated. I love the poorly educated.
Negroland or Nigrisha was an archaic term in European mapping, describing the inland and, by Westerners, poorly explored region in West Africa as an area populated with Negro people. This area comprised at least the western part of the region called Sudan, not to be confused with the modern country. The term is probably a direct translation of the Arabic term Balad al-Sudan, meaning land of the blacks, corresponding to about the same area. There were various kinds of people in the area, including the Jews of Balad el-Sudan, Negroland or Nigrisha.
Use black.
I mean, you beating up
Negroland or Nigrisha.
Oh,
The
that's what
concept of
we
us
hear.
saying yo to one another is really basically coming from the
All right, man. I see
Chalagi
you
or
8:30, bro.
Cherokee of saying oh shio, the way in which we dance, the way in which we walk. The walk in the 70s that many people thought was an Afrocentric expression, in actuality was a long-haired Cherokee warrior walk. The hip-like walk that is expressed as being Afrocentric was not Afrocentric at all. A warrior walked, and he walked with a limp and his shoulder would dip as he walked. Now, that type of walk is not the only where in which you have seen that cultural expression is in America and by those who call themselves African American. The concept of us saying
crazy.
yo to one another is really
All right, Joe.
What are they doing here? They're Indians.
Ah, this is one of my many unsuccessful experiments. You see, with Indians, there's absolutely nothing to be done. There's the same difference between a Negro and an Indian as there is between a dog and a coyote. You can put a dog on a leash, beat him, and he'll always be there to lick your feet. Take away a coyote's liberty and you cut off his hair. An Indian will never be a slave. No one has ever been able to make them reproduce in captivity. They do not eat, they do not talk, they do not sleep, they do not make love.
What are they doing here?
All right. Ooh,
There's a Trump hating. You're just a Trump hating black man. You're still on the plantation. You're a slave. I hear you, man. All right, I'm going back to some of these videos later. There's a Trump hating. You're just a Trump hating black man. You're still on the plantation. You're a slave.
Guess that's the best way to end it.
As you can see, the most concentrated cluster.
This one right here.
African history in the Americas.
Slavery is awful. No one thinks otherwise. But what I saw when I was going through the museums personally was an overemphasis on slavery.
African.
There's a Trump.
As you can see, the most.
Let's get back to Streamlabs. Uh-oh, am I getting on here? There we go. He's back, y'all. He's back. All right, let me get out of here, y'all. She definitely was. She definitely was. Oh, man, we might have to come back later. But we definitely going to start doing more shows because this is getting ridiculous, man. It's absolutely getting ridiculous with us. We got to do better. I want to thank everybody for coming through. MD, Take a Bite, Carol, Bud. We had a few lurkers in the building. Hopefully they hit the like button. Thank y'all so much for joining me. As in always, as in closing, this is your moron with the conscience, aka Conscious Moron. And remember, without you, there would be no moron. Y'all have a great night. Enjoy your holiday with your fam. All right, peace.